Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are trying something new and we're on Royal Caribbean's, or one of Royal Caribbean's oldest ships, the Enchantment of the Seas. It was released in 1997 and refurbished later on in 2017. They also added a little extension in the middle of the ship. So right now we're just gonna walk around the ship and give you guys a quick tour, show you guys some of the best places that we found while on sailing. I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta... All right guys, here is the little bridge extension that they added. I think it was in 2015. So you can imagine that the ship ended right before the arcs and they added this piece in it to extend the ship and make it just a little bit longer. I assume to get more guests in here and to just more amenities in here. Like this big pool. They also have another pool over there on that side. All right guys, we are at the back of the ship right now on the 10th deck, and next to us is the rock climbing wall. We haven't got a chance to do it. We're gonna try it on Independence of the Seas and gave up a little early, so we didn't even try it on this ship. But here it is if you guys want to try it out. All right guys, here is the gym, also on the 10th deck in the back of the room. And here's Morgan fake working out. They have a whole bunch of bikes and a lot of machines. There's also a 9th floor to this gym as well, so come and check it out. You see we're dressed for dinner, not ready for the gym. All right guys, also up here on the 10th floor is the Adventure Ocean, which is the little area for the little kids. I forget the age range, but think of like toddlers and stuff like that. And on this side is the Challenger Video Arcade, which is also the main area where the teens meet. The teens age group is 12 to 17. They have their own events throughout the cruise. They have dodgeball and they eat together sometimes. Like they have a whole bunch of different stuff just for the teens. Like I said, the Adventure Ocean is where you want to drop your kids off. You know, you're out drinking and partying and all that. You want to have fun. Drop them off here. They do have times. You can't leave them there all day, but you can get some time away and enjoy your vacation.
Hi guys, we made it to the pool deck. This is where you will find two main pools. One's freshwater, one's saltwater. There's also a couple of jacuzzis, a movie screen in case you want to watch some outdoor movies. And this is kind of home to all of the day-to-day life. They have some game shows here like the World's Sexiest Man competition, open play volleyball, and different activities like that. 3, 2, 1. All right guys, we've made it to the adult only section, the solarium. It includes the solarium bar, a pool just for adults, and a couple of jacuzzis. You have to be at least 18 or older to be in here. There's also a park cafe which has different treats and things that you can have during the day, sandwiches, salads, etc. This is also where you're gonna find your late night pizza. There's no Sorrentos here guys, no Sorrento.
All right guys, on the 6th floor now, here is Latitudes where you can get your coffee. They do have a few Starbucks items. I normally get the cappuccino and the venti, or you can get the latte, something like that. Caramel macchiato is what Morgan gets. Doesn't taste exactly like Starbucks, but it is good enough, pretty good. Get your coffee fix out the way. So here is the Royal Shops, which is where you can buy anything that you left at home, a t-shirt, chapstick, shampoo. Morgan bought some water shoes the other day so we can go to the water park. So they have a bunch of stuff here. If you ever leave anything, you can come in here and grab whatever you need. Also, if you're a big baller, you can come in here and get some of the jewelry, some watches and stuff like that. All right, here is the photo gallery and art gallery where you can buy these beautiful paintings and art stuff. You also come here to pick up your pictures if you were taking pictures along the ship. Hey guys, we're on the 6th floor at the front of the ship, and behind me is the Orpheum Theater. This is where they have all of their comedy shows and musical performances. So we actually always sit on the 6th floor, which is the upper level of the Orpheum Theater. There is a 5th floor. It is really big and nice inside. I prefer to sit on the 6th floor because I feel like you can see everything a lot easier, and there's less people up there, so you don't have to worry about walking over anybody or people chewing all loud in your ear. It's just a better atmosphere for me, I think. All right.
Alrighty guys, we're at Chops Grill. This is the only specialty restaurant on board. You have to have an extra reservation for this, and you do have to pay. But I've heard the steak is pretty good, so if you're into specialty dining, this might be the place for you.
All right guys, this is the Schooner Bar. You'll see people in here all day, every day. We have a piano right here where somebody actually does come and play live music a few times throughout the day, and they're actually really good. There's also a bar and they play music. The conference center is where they have a lot of the teen events like dodgeball and stuff like that. And then straight ahead of us is the Spotlight Lounge. The Spotlight Lounge is where my favorite bar is at. And my friend over there. And here is the Spotlight Lounge. Spotlight Lounge is where they do karaoke and they do a lot of the adult game shows, like the Quest and stuff like that.
Alrighty, we made it down to deck 5 outside of My Fair Lady. This is going to be your main dining room. We go here every night because it's free 99. It has a pretty good bunch of options, something different every day. The menu switches every day. So this is where you're going to have your main dining, and it's also on the 4th floor.
Alright guys, behind me is the casino on the 5th floor. Come here if you guys want to waste your money and might win, might not win. Likely won't win because house always wins. That's right on the 5th floor. And then right next to it is the Bolero. And the Bolero's bar is right here behind me on the 5th floor as well, which is where they normally play the Latin music. Alright guys, here is the Centrum, which is the center of the ship. You can see this from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, all those decks. It's right in the middle, and all of them, as you see. You can see them from the elevator side and from the room side. They have a lot of live music in here, and they also do game shows throughout the week, throughout the sailing, right here in the middle.
The Minions one. Minions? Yeah, it sound like Minions.
Alright guys, here is a look at our room. It's a little messy. You see we got a bat back there. This is your desk area where the mirror is at. Also got another mirror here. Have our small closet, but you have plenty of hangers to hang your stuff up. Also put your luggage in there. You want to get it out the way, put our shoes in there. I have a couple drawers over there if you want to unpack. And they also have drawers here. And to the right is your bathroom. I always wonder why they put this light switch on the outside of the bathrooms.
I don't know, they need to fix that. You want me to get in there? This is actually my least favorite part of the cruise because the shower has a curtain, number one, and when you turn the water on, the shower curtain blows on top of you, and so other people's bodies are probably getting stuck to these curtains, and then I'm trying to wash my body and it gets stuck to the curtain. So I just shower with the curtain open. That's the solution. Shower with the curtain open.
It's really small. Got a sink right here. Another issue is that it constantly smells like sewage. Everywhere in that bathroom, as soon as you open the door, you get a big waft of sewage. Turn on the showers, that air is gusting and it smells like sewage. So that's one thing that they definitely, I don't even know if they can fix it at this point. That sucks.
Alrighty guys, we're going to give you kind of our final review of how we feel about Enchantment of the Seas. Let's start with just the overall appearance of the ship. How would you rate that?
Overall, outside or inside?
Just overall, complete.
I mean, it looks like a cruise ship. It's
Really?
not, yeah, they don't have all the nice tech stuff, but I don't know what we're missing that Independence had as far as look-wise. It looks like an old cruise ship.
Yeah, I think that's the thing though. It looks like an old cruise ship. Like if I'm talking about like overall appearance, I would rate it like a 4 out of 10.
Like 4 or 5 out of 10.
Yep.
Could definitely be up there. They can clean a little bit, like the showers and the bathrooms. I feel like the main areas were clean.
They were.
Dining room was decent enough.
I think it's really just the lack of spaces. Even though we knew that coming in, like this isn't something we didn't know. It's just being stuck on here for 7 days, you really start to miss out on some of those extra features that other boats and ships have. And we've never been on like a super new ship. The newest ship we've ever been on was Independence, and even that's like 2008, I think. So there's so many other ships out there that have more than what we've even experienced as cruisers.
And so what are you looking for?
I don't know, it just felt old and sleepy, and like you said, it smells like sewage, and you can see the rust on the side of the ship. Like it just doesn't look polished. And so I think that like looking around, I'm kind of like, it's okay. If I had never been on a cruise before, I wouldn't know what to expect. So to me, it would be like, oh, this is fine. Like this is such a big boat. But having cruised a couple of different times and like going on boats like Virgins, it's like this is kind of like, ooh.
Yeah, I can see that.
But there's a rumors that Royal Caribbean is gonna have a new set of small fleets that will hopefully one day retire these ones, because honestly, I think this needs to be retired.
They're old enough to be retired now. They're starting to not show Royal in its best light.
No. Like, it makes me not want to be loyal to Royal.
Yeah, and we showed up. I was talking when we were in Costa Maya to a lot of like first-time cruisers or new cruisers, and seeing MSC ship parked right next to ours at the port really was swaying a lot of them. They're like, man, I wish I would have researched more, and that one looks really nice, and ours look really small and crappy. So it's just not a good look overall for Royal.
And I feel like Royal sets you up because all of the commercials, all the things you see on their website are like the newest and the greatest. It's like water slides and all these fun things. And like that doesn't mean your boat has those things. Like you need to actually look at your boat plan because you will be sadly mistaken if you think you're going to have like the flow rider and get to surf and do all of these things. No.
Yeah, you need to look at YouTube videos like this that actually show you what's inside the rooms. Because even the ads that, like even if you go to the website and look up Enchantment of the Seas, the pictures aren't going to look like what you see when you actually get
No,
here.
you're not seeing that shower curtain. And let me tell you, the shower curtain looked dingy. Like, that's not what you're seeing on there because they don't want to advertise that. They want you to spend your money on Royal and they want you to have fun on your vacation. They're not going to show you the little things.
Yes, definitely got to do your research, and Royal definitely needs to retire these ships.
They do. Alrighty, up next, let's see food. Would you rate the food here?
Food, so we've never been on a sailing longer than 5 days before this one, and so this one was 7 days or 7 nights.
Yes.
Which means we got to see a few extra menus that we don't normally see. So we were already expecting to see our New York strip steak and stuff like that. I was expecting to see it every day, but actually seeing it every day was kind of sad. Like it was on the menu every day. The escargot was on the menu 5 of the 7 days.
Yeah.
Ice cream, all the desserts,
The Caesar salad every day.
Caesar salad was actually every day.
And I ate it every day, guys. Every day I ate that Caesar salad.
The warm apple cobbler was on there 5 out of the 7 days. I just have a lot of repeats. They have new stuff sometimes, and we got to eat the lobster tail, which don't pay $17 for that. It's okay. It's not $17 extra worth. Just wait for them to offer it for free one of the days, or just eat something else. I say food was like a 6.5 out of 10. I ate something every day. I finished my food, but it wasn't like, oh, this is amazing, I love this one. Even the New York strip steak was like, oh, it's just some steak. It wasn't anything like fancy.
I feel like my rating is going to sound really low, y'all. And it's because we just came from Independence maybe like a week or two ago, and it had the exact same menu. So we're already eating this food 2 weeks in a row, so I'm already fed up with it. I would say the food quality was the same level as like Independence. Like it's the same food quality, but I'm just sick of the menu. And then also factor in like the Windjammer and just the limited options for 7 days. I would probably rate it like a 3 out of 10. And I'm kind of picky, so that's probably part of it too. Especially coming off from Virgin Voyages where the food was incredible. This just makes me really sad and hungry, and I don't want to eat here.
I feel like the 3 was like you don't want the food at all.
I really want
I found
food.
something to eat every day.
I found something to eat, but there were times where I was like, this needs salt, or this needs literally everything, but I'm gonna eat it because there's not gonna be anything else to eat.
Another thing I'll mention is the Windjammer food is the same every single day.
For breakfast and lunch.
So for breakfast, it's the same breakfast menu, and then lunch is a different menu for lunch, but it's the same lunch menu every single day. We haven't gone for a dinner, which maybe we should have gone one day. We haven't gone for a dinner at Windjammer, but the menus are the exact same every day, except the last day they add a few different new things.
Well, I don't know why. To get us to come back?
Yeah, I ate a double cheeseburger every day with some mashed potatoes, and that was about it.
Even I was eating burgers, and I like burgers, but like not to eat on vacation. And I had to eat burgers because I was like, there's nothing to eat. It was beef every day. I had beef maybe 5 out of my 7 days for dinner.
Yeah. It was rough. And then we went to breakfast one time at main dining, which we thought would be a little bit better. And it ended up just being the same food from the Windjammer with an extra few spices or maybe some whipped cream on top.
And you had a server.
And a server. And it was slow in there. So just...
You know what? I'm going to up my food rating. Maybe not the food. I'm going to up my dining experience to 6 out of 10 because our wait staff was incredible. Shout out to them. They really made an effort to get to know us, to ask us about our days, and they just knew what I wanted. Like he already knew what I was going to order without me having to tell him.
Yeah, I would say that the service is never an issue.
No.
They're always nice. They always keep the room clean. They can't do anything about the sewage smell in there, unfortunately. They try to, fresh it up. Even at dinner, like Morgan said, the guy, every time he knew he would come to the table, everybody wants lemonade? It was all that we didn't have to keep asking for it. I got coffee a few times, and he started picking up that I get a coffee at the end. So he would say, "Yeah, you want a coffee?"
And we actually went at separate times. So earlier today, I went to get a coffee for Eric, and all I said was like, "Hey, I heard you like the name Derek," and he immediately knew who Eric was, who I was talking about, and he was like, "Oh man, I didn't see him. How's he doing? Is this his last coffee?" So they really make an effort to get to know you and just make your cruise experience incredible.
Yeah, so that's great. The service is always great, and that's probably a different rating. If we were saying service, I would say a 10 out of 10.
Same.
They're really good at what they do, and they work hard.
They
really do. Some of them work multiple jobs, like they work at main dining, then they go to the Windjammer. One of our waiters was saying he works Windjammer in the morning, and then he goes to main dining for lunch and dinner to work. So he's working all day, every day.
Yeah, and they still do it with a smile on their face, and they're so polite and kind. And so I think that makes your experience better. Like they made my trip.
Yeah, so earlier I was talking about the Spotlight Lounge, and that was my favorite bar. My homie over there, I don't know your name, but my homie over there, I give him his tips, and he gives me a little extra in my drinks. We got a agreement going on. So yeah, definitely tip your wait staff. They're already nice, but they deserve the extra because they are doing a great job.
Yeah, and he remembers our names. Like, I go up to him and he's like, "Hey, Morgan, how you doing? You want the same thing? Do you want," because I always ask for light chocolate. And he's like, "Do you want light chocolate today?" And I'm like, "No." So, yeah, they do a good job.
And he remembers my rum and Coke with regular Coke, not Diet Coke.
Yes, because everyone keeps trying to give you
Who
Diet
gets
Coke.
Diet Coke and anything.
Clearly
That's
somebody,
disgusting.
because that's their default. They're like, "Diet Coke?"
He remembers when he saw me. It's regular Coke. All right. And what's the next one?
Oh, entertainment. Don't even get me started.
Entertainment. Okay, again, I can't blame the people.
You can.
No, I can blame some of the people.
The singing.
Some of the singing was a little rough at the production shows.
They're not working with much. Like, you're not going to have an ice skating show. Like, you don't have some of these big shows where you're like the aqua theater, all that. You're not getting that.
And I think that's the problem. Even at the production shows, they were singing like 20 songs. Yeah. So having to learn all that, and they performed, the singer specifically, they performed like 4 times on their sailing.
Yeah.
Like big, long shows. So I feel like they have a lot that they have to do.
Yes. So some of the things kind of miss the mark.
Yeah, it's not as fine-tuned and polished like you guys said.
Yeah.
They have so much to do because they have limited resources. The only place that they have shows at is the Spotlight Lounge, which they have all the events.
Those are the game shows. So those are the ones that the audience participate in, which we're going to get into that because...
Yeah. So they only have that Spotlight Lounge, and they have the
Royal
Orpheum Theater.
Mm-hmm. That's where the production shows are.
And that's it. There, like Morgan said, there's no ice skating. There's nothing else. So you have to. Our schedule every day was eat dinner, we
Royal
go
Theater.
watch the theater, then we go watch karaoke in the Spotlight Lounge, and that's it. That's like literally every single day.
For 7 days.
For 7 days.
Which is why you'll see our overall rating in a few minutes.
All right. So yeah, I can't blame the people. I know they're doing their best. That's really on Royal. They need to update and upgrade these ships so that they look better.
Yeah, but I will say the Adele singer, she did like a tribute to Adele. Incredible. She did a really good job with that. That was probably my favorite show. The comedians, they're older, and that might have to do with our crowd. And I'm just going to leave that there because I don't have anything else to say about them. That's nice.
They're funny. But I feel like they be trying. They have some good jokes, but I feel like it's the time length that they have to be up there.
Yeah.
That they're kind of just like trying to feed off of anything that the audience throws at them.
And there's a range. So these have to be kid friendly, which makes it difficult. They also have to appeal to like older people because they're in the crowd as well. And then there's people like us who are like this. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. You can't blame the people. It's not their fault. They're working with what they have.
They don't have much.
They don't have much. They are really working with what they have, and it's just not working out so well.
Yeah. So Royal, that would be my feedback. That's a little upgrade you need to do. It's really the ship. It's the ship.
And people need to have more stuff to do. Everybody was always in the same exact shows because they don't have much to do around the ship. And so you can't just cater it to the old people, or you can't just cater it to the teens and stuff like that. Even on this sailing, which I was surprised, they don't have any of the like adult only events for most of them.
Yeah, they were very limited.
Yeah.
Of course they have quests and things that are adult only, but it was very limited, the adult only spaces, just because there's so many families, and that just also might be because it's summertime. And so obviously the kids are off in summer, people want to travel with their families. But the problem is there's not enough space to spread out for the family, and so we all have to congregate in the same places and watch the same shows.
Yeah. So I feel like that hinders what they can do at the game shows and the comedy shows, stuff like that.
Speaking of game shows, your crowd matters. Your crowd matters, because the game shows, we've seen a lot of the game shows. It's the same ones on every ship pretty much. And there's some crowds that are hilarious because the people are hilarious. It's not even that they're younger. They're just more free. I don't know. It's different. A lot of people are here with their families. They're not going to be acting crazy, acting silly. There's older people who are just not getting up and doing all the foolishness. And so the game shows themselves are very just boring.
Yeah, stale.
Stale, that's a good word.
Again,
stale.
You can't blame the workers.
No, they
make sure that we. Some of the workers.
The activities director, hilarious. Mike's hilarious. He's from Jamaica. Every show he did was funny because he had personality. We're not going to talk about our other friends, but some of them is stale.
The people in the audience does make a difference. You have old people in your audience, and you're doing
the crazy quest, and they're not going to be taking off their bra.
Yeah, they're not going to run around and do funny stuff like that. That's what makes it funny. The people make it funny. People in the audience make it funny. If you have a boring audience, you're going to have a boring game show.
And we had a boring audience, and so therefore we had boring game shows. Like, we were going to bed, guys, every single night by like 11:30 maybe.
Like we said in our initial impressions, this cruise ship or the sailing itself is really just for like families and older people, or like people that are new to sailing, which is
And we're not seasoned cruisers. Like, we've only been on 4 cruises maybe. So like, this isn't like we're like, oh my goodness, we've been on all these amazing things, but we've seen videos of all of these amazing things,
and we've seen better on the ones that we've been on so far.
Yeah, we went on Serenade's also an old ship. We had an incredible time, but there were a lot of people our age on that sailing, and so they had a lot of adult only activities that we were able to do. They also had a sports court, so like there were things that we could do and enjoy that we didn't get a chance to do on this ship.
Yeah.
Overall rating. How would you rate this cruise? Who would you recommend this to? What is your final say?
Right.
Would you like
This specific cruise, the sailing on this ship, on Enchantment of the Seas, overall, I would say it's like a 4 out of 10-ish. 4 out of 10.
Not even 5. Wow.
I couldn't say 5 because 5 was like right in the middle.
Yeah, I want this boat to be gone.
Yeah, the boat needs to be gone.
Forever.
I mean, like, it's falling apart. We were walking through the hallway, and the little number tags on the rooms, like that, so you know which room is yours.
Yeah, they're falling off.
They're literally falling off the wall. They need to replace this. It's been here. Who said 1997?
That's older.
That's
than
older
us.
than us. That's
Yeah.
27 years. All right, 27 years in the game. It's done its job. They need to go ahead and retire this.
They do.
They don't need this extra sailing. They have tons of sailings already.
They have tons that go to Western Caribbean. We went to the Western Caribbean. So, like, they have other ships that do that.
Yeah, they can retire this one, and they can start building the new ones 3, 4, 5 years down the line, release the new one, and people will be happy. They don't need to keep pushing this one until it sinks.
And I can't even say it's like, oh my gosh, this one's so much cheaper. Like, well, okay, we paid for the summer, so peak prices in the summer and during holidays. We still paid a lot of money for this sailing. Like, we probably paid more on this than we did for Independence. Granted, we had more days on here, but it still was comparable to some of those newer ships. The only difference is we had 7 days and we went to 4 ports.
Yeah, that's to say it's not worth it to do these over the newer ships. I didn't think about that before, like weighing the actual ship quality to the price. But you definitely need to pay the higher price for the newer ship quality. Even like Independence is great. It's not the newest ship in the fleet, but it is a really good ship still in that mid-tier class of ships.
And it might not even be mid-tier. Like, I think that's even a lower tier. Like, there's so many ships above that one, but it still was a good experience. Like, that would be, to me, the starter cruise.
Yeah, like the baseline.
The one you start with,
yeah.
Where you're like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing, I want to get into cruising. If I came on this side and never cruised before, this would not be like, oh my gosh, I want to cruise. Not at all.
Even then, Independence didn't have that much stuff.
No, but it was better.
It was better. They had the ice skating, they had the sports court, they had the surf rider. They have the water slides, not a lot of water slides. They have some water slides. So it's just, you need those things in your sailing.
Especially if you're coming with family. Like when it's just us, it really doesn't matter because it's just the two of us. But like on this sailing, we came with Eric's family. His brother came. His brother's younger than us. There was really nothing for him to do. He couldn't even go to the solarium pool with us because he wasn't 18 and the lifeguard was like, you're not 18.
Yeah, so he was in the bed at like 9:30, 10 o'clock every night because he was so bored.
Yeah, and that's not a fun experience, especially when you're paying all this money. Like you want everyone to enjoy everything.
You don't want to have to sit at the pool all day, which is what we did today, the entire day. We sat at the pool.
I read a book.
Yeah, we sat at the pool, read a book.
100 pages, guys.
Ate lunch, sat at the pool again for another 2-3 hours, watched The World's Sexiest Man, and then we went to go get dressed for dinner.
Yeah.
And now here we are after dinner.
And so I guess if you're looking to relax, like this is that, but I'd rather relax on something newer, cleaner, fresher.
And then another thing I'll point out, when have you guys seen us sit in the room like this and record this whole thing? Like that's how boring it is around the ship, that we don't have anything
There's
better
nothing
to do.
for us to do right now. We're waiting for karaoke to start.
We have nothing better to do than to sit here in front of the camera for 20 minutes and record this.
Yeah. So I think my overall rating, I would probably say 3 out of 10. I would say the ports. We've never been to any of these ports. Well, we went to Cozumel and Costa Maya, but we haven't been to Honduras or Belize, and we had an incredible time with our shore excursions. So like that made the trip. The ship itself, not so much. I could have done without that. Going to those places and experiencing what we did, great time. So you'll get to see that in our upcoming videos. But honestly, I think Royal should retire this ship, and I probably wouldn't recommend it unless you're a first-time cruiser. Like that's honestly the only person I would recommend.
Or you just don't care and you just want to get on the ship.
That too.
Maybe you like the sailing, maybe, I don't know.
I don't know, but I definitely wouldn't bring kids over the age of 5, because they will be bored out of their mind, and you will be bored with them because you have to sit with them at the pool all day, and that's it.
Unless you stick them in the daycare, which doesn't run all day, I don't believe.
No, but like you could pay to go to a hotel at that point if you want to sit at the pool. Like that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's up to you whether or not you want to cruise Enchantment of the Seas, but hopefully our video helped bring some clarity to what you might experience.
And the last thing before I go, I want to make sure we emphasize, we love the staff. Thank you guys for everything. The staff has been great on the sailing ships.
And we're still cruising Royal. Like, don't let this hinder us. We just decided, hey, this is the one time. We're working with budgets. You know, you got to factor in a lot of different things. How to work with specific dates because school's starting back up. But yeah, we'll be back on Royal. We'll be back on Royal this year.
Gotta do better, guys.
We do.
I just got a whiff of the sewage in the room.
Okay,
It's
well,
time to go.
It's time to leave, guys.
All right, so thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and like and comment below. Make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications so you're alerted as soon as we drop the next video. And we'll see you guys then. See ya.
Bye.
No, you must